Hello, I am King Mac, and I'd like to thank you all for watching this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger with some french fries and a nice soft drink. Thank you for watching, and now here is our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews on YouTube.
Welcome back, my friends. You are watching TTBurger game reviews here on YouTube, and I am your host Tony, bringing you more and more game reviews and more videos here on TTBurger88. And we are continuing with my James Bond series review. We are on episode 171, part 2 of 4. Now, before we get started here, I want to give a shout out to SubzeroMNX and Free Green HD for the King Mac video and everything like that, which I mentioned before. So credit goes to you guys for doing what you did. You did a great job. So credit goes to you both. And I also want to give a shout out to my friends JJBrother88, JJJaguar89, and MM the Man A9, because they're James Bond fans. This is for you guys, so I hope you enjoy. And we have a lot to talk about here for part 2 of 4. But before we get started here, fresh off the grill, ready to be served at a Sunday barbecue. Those of you who missed what happened is a TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed. I took a look at 007, James Bond 007 Agent Under Fire, for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube, and gave it a 5.5 out of 10 because it was a generic, shallow, and short first-person shooter that had a shooting gallery feel to it, and it was over very quickly, and it just didn't really offer much and stuff when it comes to a next-gen James Bond game at the time and stuff. So I recommend it as a rental, but nothing more. But now we're going to zoom ahead to the year 2002, the late 2002 to be exact, back around in November, around Thanksgiving of that year, as we have another first-person shooter, once again by Electronic Arts, and we got it right here. This is 007 Nightfire by the PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, Xbox, Microsoft Windows, and Game Boy Advance. We're looking at the PlayStation 2 version, it's the only version I own. Now, usually sequels, like successors of games, are to improve on problems and make them better. And does 007 Nightfire improve over Agent Under Fire? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. It's definitely a better game, a much better game than Agent Under Fire. And it definitely is actually considered more of a game at being worthy having in your collection instead of a game that's just worth the rental. Nightfire also has that GoldenEye feel to it for the time for modern gamers, with a lot of real weapons and variety and gameplay elements, making this the best first-person shooter Bond game in my opinion. I know people are going to say, what about GoldenEye on Nintendo 64? That's considered the best first-person James Bond game and stuff. And I will admit, I love that game. It is one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 64. But there's something about Nightfire that I like better, and that's what it is. I don't mean to offend anybody who liked GoldenEye, 'cause I like GoldenEye as well, but I just happen to like Nightfire better, is what I'm trying to say there. It has its faults though, but I'll get to those later. But let's get started here as we talk about the story. James Bond 007 is working alongside French intelligence operative Dominique Paradis to prevent a terrorist group using a stolen nuclear weapon in Paris on New Year's Eve. They manage to stop the weapon from being detonated and spend the New Year's Eve in Paris. But M then reveals news that a missile guidance chip intended for a space defense platform has been stolen by a company owned by Raphael Drake and his boss Alexander Mayhew. M sends Bond to recover the chip, learning of Project Nightfire, and more to the story, but I don't want to spoil it there. I will say that CIA agent Zoe Nightshade appears in this game, but those of you who want to know what happened to her, you gotta play Agent of Fire to figure out what happened to her. It's a great story. It feels more like a Bond story and stuff like that than like it did with Agent of Fire, which just had like this generic shooter with Bond characters in and stuff. It feels more like a Bond story this time than it did before. Like last time, you'd say, but then it did in Agent of Fire. For the presentation, I gotta say, the game's presentation, great graphics. Pierce Brosnan portrays James Bond in this game, and his character model looks the best. It was really cool that we had a Pierce Brosnan character model that looks just like him in a video game. The other character models look detailed as well, along with, especially with the facial animation, are the best part of the character models. They don't look all smushed together and freaky looking like how they did last time. Here they look very detailed, animated really well, like how they animate like real people. especially with Pierce Brosnan's likeness for sure. That's the best part of the facial animations. The frame rate is a lot better than it was in Agent of Fire. It's a lot smoother, and it actually doesn't slow down like how it did in Agent of Fire. I mean, sure, it may have a little bit of slowdown here and there, but it's not really noticeable in my opinion, definitely. The gun models look great. They actually look more like realistic guns instead of looking like pop guns or so, that's for sure. I mean, I know I said the gun models look great, but compared to these gun models, Agent of Fire's gun models look more like pop guns at the time and stuff. The environments are detailed and very huge. Like they are very, very big. Like they're not small like how they were in Agent of Fire, but here they're really big, very big and detailed, and just the CG cutscenes look great too, and just bottom line is that the graphics look great. The sound, I gotta say, the sound is good, better than last time. Good voice acting, better than it was in Agent of Fire, and I didn't mention in my Agent of Fire review that there wasn't that much voice acting, and James Bond didn't talk much. Here there's more voice acting, and Bond himself talks more. Pierce Brosnan portrays Bond, facial-wise, but Maxwell Caulfield voices James Bond, and he does a decent job as Bond. He's not the best Bond, but still, he's a decent Bond, we'll say. The best actress is Kimberly Davis, who portrays Laura McCall, and she's the lone bright spot there, definitely. Of course, like with Maxwell Caulfield being the second bright spot, the top bright spot belongs to Kimberly Davis. The other voice actors are good, but the two main leads steal the show all the way. The music has that Bond-style feel to it, and even has a theme song with lyrics to it as well. The theme song is sung by Canadian artist Estero, and the song is called Nearly Civilized. The gun sound effects sound good too, sounding more realistic as well, so overall good sound. Gameplay in 007 Nightfire, better than Agent of Fire, much better, but has some small problems to it. 007 Nightfire plays very similarly to GoldenEye, the Nintendo 64, with the way the health system is set up, with the gameplay, with the weapons, and more. What I mean by that is that the health system plays out like to where you lose health, you cannot get it back, you can only get body armor to give you a few more hit damage and stuff, and yeah. The weapons feel very similar to GoldenEye as well, when most of it I mean is that like you have like alternate fire modes, like weapons for like your rifles going from burst fire to automatic fire, or shotguns going from like pump action to like automatic shot mode and stuff, or pistols going from silencer to semi and stuff like that. And I always put the silencer on the weapons because I love to have the silencers on my pistols because I'm just that person, I guess, because silencer on a pistol makes less noise, and it's harder for you to get detected by the enemies because of that. The opponent AI is more balanced this time, and like it don't have that shooting gallery feel to it because they are a little more aggressive at times too, where it actually feels like you're actually shooting enemies and feeling like you're in a shooting gallery and stuff. You have a limited number of lives this time, which is good because the limited life system for Agent of Fire was, I don't know why they did that, but whatever. And you also have more gadgets this time, like the Q gives you, like the Q decoder, which you can use to decode stuff on computers and stuff and more. And you have driving missions with a vehicle once again, and they handle better than last time. And there's more driving missions. I just wish they were a little longer as well, because some of the driving missions go by a little too fast. You also have rail shooting segments as well, where you mount weapons on airplanes, and those are cool for sure. And you have a lot of variety in the missions, and they're more fun to play. And it's a better game overall, but now I gotta talk about the bads. The default control scheme is not very good, but thankfully the alternate control settings are better and do not feel wonky like how they did in Agent of Fire. It's a short game, once again, only 12 missions, and while they're longer missions, the game still feels a little too short. Like, you'll probably blow through it in about like 4 or 5 hours or so like that, which, I mean, it's longer, but still, like, it just comes off as a little short. And like I mentioned, the short driving segment, there's no checkpoint system once again. So, thankfully you have unlimited lives, but still there's no checkpoint system, which would have been nice if they had it there, but that's not the case here. But my final thoughts here are, 007 Nightfire is still a fun game, just like it has some problems of being perfect, but it's a much better game than Agent of Fire any day, that's for sure. I'm going to be taking some points off here, but I'm going to be giving the score a 9 out of 10 because it's a much better game than Agent of Fire, and it's definitely worth owning it in your collection, not just worthy of a rental, and it's definitely a great game for sure as well. And that's it for this episode 171, part 2 of 4 of my James Bond series review. Stay tuned for part 3, we're going to look at 007 Everything or Nothing, a third-person Bond game made by Electronic Arts, and how does this game fare from Nightfire? How does this game fare as a third-person game? Find out next, pretty much all I gotta say. And you know what to do here. If you like what you see or subscribe, like the video, comment down below. join my Discord group, TTBurger Games United, and also want people to join. And also, don't forget to join my Facebook group, TTBurger 88 Gamers Group, and my Facebook page, TTBurger 88, if you want some updates on the channel and just get the low and behold on what's going on the channel and more, and meet new people. But all I got to say, this is Tony. Peace out, have a good day, and see you all in my review of 007 Everything or Nothing.